funny thing, there's still a lot of improvement to be had yet, like polishing, right? Like we're just getting started essentially with Druid. We did the Immortal build, which is super, I love it because it's definitely lazier than this. Like you literally don't really have to think about anything. You just cast your couple skills and, you know, collect basically. But this version, the Temerity tech, pretty freaking tanky. I wouldn't call it Immortal, but you're tanky enough as long as you're not CC'd. You're essentially not gonna die if you're not, as long as you don't get CC'd for too long. And that's where, like I said, I had Unstoppable and it's a wrap. But the damage on this versus the Immortal is way higher, right? I'm just playing it safe. But yeah, so this is pretty dang close to what I, you know, essentially could hope for in, I mean, what is this? Just the next day after the Immortal build? Dang, it looks like my camera is, it's on the fritz, boys. I'm gonna have to look at a new camera, I think. I don't know, I'm gonna test, like I said, it's either, my camera's either messed up, the camera itself, or the power, like I have a dummy battery for it, and maybe that's going bad because I've had it for a few years now. And they're pretty cheaply made, and so it could definitely be that. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look into that though. So I apologize for the camera being, again, no clue what's going on there, but I'll try to figure it out. Might have to get a new one. But anyways, like I said, Immortal build is really good for what it is. This is definitely a more, I would call this a more sweaty version. It's still super strong, definitely more gear dependent. You know, amulets, the thing is, the Immortal build uses Salig, which honestly I think Salig is easier to get than like an amulet like this. Luckily I found this, and I'm able to, rerolling for Envenom kind of sucked, but obviously well worth. But yeah, the big changes there are this and this into the mix over Salig, Molnick, which obviously that combo is like the Immortal combo. This is more like the juiced up, see how much damage we can pump combo. But I for kicks of it, because of losing the immortality of Salig, I wanted to try Temerity. Somebody in my chat actually mentioned Temerity possibly being pretty good this season, and I know last season on my Necromancer I was actually just starting to cook up some Temerity tech for pushing, like actual pushing high-end stuff on my Necromancer before the Necromancer got gutted. And then I kind of, you know, obviously the Necromancer just got completely gutted, and then I dropped that and then did my 150 clear with a rogue last season. But anyways, back to the Temerity tech, and honestly it might even be stronger than it was last season. But in doing that, again, it adds a lot more survivability, you know, kind of to offset losing Salig, but the damage gain is just insane. So like I said, I wouldn't call this Immortal by any means, definitely not, but it's strong. It's a lot of fun. It's a literal blast, right? You're literally blasting everything on your screen. The difference though is, like, I have a lot invested into Lightning Storm, but I also have a lot invested into Landslide. And my Landslide hits actually, I think, harder than my Lightning Storms. But for like bossing and stuff, like I went out and tested this on like DRUID and stuff. It's just like immediate, dude, just immediately dead. The damage is so high with this version. But like I said, you get an extra aspect, right? You get extra, I mean, your amulet is one of your single-handed most, you know, bang for your buck damage items in the game, right? Especially if you're not using a two-hander. So yeah, this version, like I said, next day, really the day after the Immortal build, and I feel way stronger. I did rework some stuff too, got lucky. Like I said, I did a little bit of tuning my Paragon and messing around with that off stream today, and I found some juice, man. Honestly, you could maybe even use this Paragon board with the Immortal, and honestly, you'd probably get more damage. No, actually, no, you can't. I take that back. Okay, now that I think about it, so one of the big changes I did with this Paragon was I actually dropped down to 4 glyphs in favor of picking up Ancestral Guidance. And I did test Ancestral Guidance with the Immortal build, and that's one of the downfalls of the Immortal build is Ancestral Guidance, because you have an unlimited spirit and you're 100% uptime. According to what I tested, at least early on, maybe it changed now, I don't know, but like if they fixed it, I doubt it, but I was not proccing Ancestral Guidance when I had Cataclysm up with Molnick. So I dropped that and I had another glyph. So now that I obviously dropped the Unlimited Spirit aspect, I can pick that back up. So that's what I did. And but yeah, I'll go through it quick. Like I said, if anybody, and I'll probably put this on YouTube. I apologize. I don't know. Maybe I should turn my camera off. My camera is on its last leg. It looks like, unfortunately, it's an expensive camera too. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, might be the power source. Might be the camera stuff. I don't know. I don't have time to try to figure that out right now. So it's just gonna have to do, man. But anyways, yeah. So if I put this on YouTube, which I probably will, as you guys know, anybody watching on YouTube, make sure to look in the comments below. I always put the build guides, like a link to the direct build guide overview. And I try to update that and keep that as polished as I can, you know, for any improvements I make. So yeah, anybody on YouTube, make sure to peep that. Obviously, if you're in the stream, you just type the command exclamation Temerity is actually what this one will be in the chat on Twitch. But yeah, anyway, so quick rundown of this version. So again, we had the Immortal version, super fun to play, super laid back, super lazy. But this version is like I said, juiced up, crazy damage, insanity. And the only thing I will mention is the one thing I'm going to add, especially because I'm not really immortal. I kind of feel immortal as long as I'm doing damage, like if I'm not CC'd. So I'm gonna probably add Trample or Bulwark back into the mix just to give me, and I'll only use it to get out of CC, and then that essentially will prevent me from, you know, dying, hopefully. But yeah, so this version, like I said, a little bit more sweaty, but man, it is juiced up. So, but yes, there's a lot of similarities, and like I said, the main changes are gonna be here and then in the Paragon. But so Vasili's same as before, nothing changed there. Tyrael's same as before, nothing changed there. Unsung, nothing changed from the Immortal build. That's kind of the beauty of it. You will say that I actually got a triple roll on the Lightning Storm now. So like I said, I've been retuning, reworking, because in the Immortal build, we're just getting started. Even with this, we're kind of just getting started. I went from having no triple rolled gear to this is triple, this is triple, this is triple, and this is triple in the last 24 hours. Side note, pro tip, what got me all these triple rolls, I'm not making this up, and call this, you know, copium, call what you want, but go to Saragar. You're welcome. Go to Saragar and masterwork in Saragar. I am not kidding. I couldn't get any triple rolls at all. I went to Saragar, and in less than 24 hours, look how many I have now. And did it very fast. Not like grinding. Like I said, I've been tuning everywhere, not just farming mats. So Saragar is the bonus tech or bonus tip, whatever, if you're watching this. But yeah, back to the build. Unsung, and again, Temerity instead of Tibalt's. Honestly, once I add Unstoppable back in, because I dropped Unstoppable, added that, like I said, kind of offset, whatever. I'm going to be trying a lot of different things. I'll probably, since I'm picking Unstoppable back up, I probably will throw Tibalt's back into the mix just to see how juiced and crazy we can get with damage. But the Temerity tech, like I said, it definitely adds a lot of survivability. As long as you're not CC'd, I feel essentially immortal. It's just, like I said, if you get caught slipping in a stun, especially if you have a ton of stuff on you, you could definitely die. It's the only time I have died, though, is, like I said, stuck in a CC with a lot of stuff on me. Wild Heart, same thing as before. I tried re-rolling on that. I actually got a worse roll now, but that's what I'm working at the moment. Same thing. Again, nothing really changed. Just mostly Paragon skills and a couple items. Like I said, the ring and the amulet, really, that's the biggest changes. And then the pants. But so yeah, this is the same Aftershock. This, I guess, is a little different because I put Retaliation on here, because obviously getting rid of Selig opens up another aspect. So I put Natural Balance up here, and then Retaliation is what I added into the mix as well. Hence why I'm getting so many more sources of more damage. I might try, honestly, I'm probably going to try Retaliation up here instead of Natural Balance just to see how it feels to me, because I'm doing things a little different. As you can see, like my star list, I have a ton of attack speed, and I'm going to try to triple roll attack speed like here and stuff. And you can see I have like GA attack speed on my Earthbreaker and whatnot, but I'm trying to juice up my Landslide and my Lightning Storm. So you can see I triple rolled Landslide here, triple rolled core skills here. obviously triple rolled Envenom there, triple roll Lightning Storm. So I might try Retaliate because I'm going so heavy into multiple, essentially 2 core skills. Retaliation might be a little better up here. Maybe not. I don't know. Like I said, something I'm going to test out though. But yeah, aside from that, like I said, not much. The big changes are these 2 items really. And then again, I'm even going to try Temerity. I'm going to call this the Temerity tech version because again, this is very, 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 it feels very good to play. Like this is honestly more enjoyable than the Immortal build. The Immortal build is super lazy and I love that, but man, you just have so much damage. Like I said, I went and tested on Duriel, Tormented Duriel, like I'm talking like so fast. It's just so much more damage. That's adding in that Temerity. Like I said, if I put the Unstoppable, I essentially am immortal. I just have to play a little bit better to stay immortal. You know what I mean? I wouldn't consider it actually immortal though. The Selig combo thing in theory should be truly immortal, but this is the next best thing with a lot more damage. But like I said, if you want to get really crazy with as much damage as you could possibly pump, like kind of glass cannony to bolts instead of the Temerity is definitely an option. But yeah, no, most of that's the same. Like I said, the boons are the exact same, reduced from the elites, attack speed, crit strike, energize, of course, you get your spear back, and then combo for the storm. And again, so skill tree, a little bit different. I dropped obviously Cyclone Armor and Bulwark and added in more damage, really. Actually, I dropped some defenses too. Funny thing is I dropped some of my defense stuff in favor of damage. And honestly, that's just it too. Like I got a lot of balancing I can do everywhere. If I want to get more survivability out of this build, I absolutely can. I just don't think I need. I feel like it's essentially unkillable as long as I don't get stunned. But yeah, so that same there. Start with Claw. Up here, Wild Impulses 3, max out Lightning Storm. You see I have 27 ranks, insane, up into the Raging Lightning Storm. I have max out Landslide 19 and Primal Landslide. Down here for the attack speed, I'm preserving Bloodhound, Nature's Reach. And don't sleep on that because that gets doubled. That's another 30 times if they're slowed, stunned, immobilized, whatever. So like even on bosses, I've noticed like not being straight on them and like staying away a little bit and just casting Landslide, you do a noticeably amount more damage. And then in here, I got this going just for Bad Omen to proc Electrocution Glyph. Safeguard for 1 point. For whatever reason, I tested this. Safeguard honestly is worth having from what I've seen. For whatever reason, that extra bit tends to keep the Fortify almost 100% uptime. I noticed without it and just relying on Vasily's, it falls off a lot more and stays off a lot more. There's just, for whatever reason, way more uptime with just 1 point in Safeguard. So I think it is worth. And then 3 in Stone Guard. I have 3 in Mending again because of the Temerity tech. Synergy, it just helps buff it for the not only just the max life in Werebear, but also the additional healing received. Just feels real nice with the life per hit on the totem as well. But Envenom, of course, that's like single-handedly probably the best you can get. Pure damage. Natural Disaster, Defiance, of course, Cataclysm. I'm trying to do everything. A lot of people are like, hey, play Petrify, and maybe it is more damage, but I'm finding a lot of damage and playing what I want to play, and at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do. Cataclysm, just visually, everything about it reminds me of how fun Sork was to blast with. And now I'm doing it on a Druid, and it's honestly, it's very, very visually pleasing, and it's just everything about it it's getting more and more enjoyable the more I'm playing Druid, which is a good thing, right? But so yeah, Cataclysm, trying to make that work the best I can. Quick Shift, of course, Heightened Senses, and No Brainer, Nature's Fury. So skill tree, a little bit different, not much. Paragon is definitely quite a bit different. Like I said, I mean, there are similarities, of course, but I did some major work here, and a lot of my damage was also found in here. So yeah, I don't think though this board would work with the Immortal build, but that's why obviously I got 2 different ones. But again, anybody on YouTube, just comments below. I always pin it, direct link, easy to see, and tune it from there or copy it however you want to, use it how you will, right? But Spirit, of course, to start out with, into Constricting Tendrils, that gets us our poison, hence for Envenom, and for our wherever Malice is, man, I got it somewhere. Like I said, my Paragons are a little wild. but they're juicy. But yeah, so we got that. Come up here. We got Keeper here now. I dropped Outreach. What was it? Outreach? Something like that. I don't know. Got rid of that. Yeah, or Outmatch. We got rid of that in favor of Keeper, like I said, because I had to drop something in order to pick up Ancestral Guidance. I think it was worth. Feels noticeably more damage by doing that. So I put, like I said, I put Keeper there just to get that extra max life to min-max that specific board. Over here, we got Earth and Sky now to get more crit strike damage. Obviously, the Earth and Devastation 60 times. Max that out. And you do that through Tempering. Survival Instincts, that's a big pickup there because we're obviously in werewolf form. And basically, the lower their health gets, the more damage you do. Up to 60 times, especially for bosses. It just feels super juicy. Well worth. Then we got Electrocution over here for the 20 times, and that is just pure 20 times damage, not lightning or earth specific, which is nice. One of the biggest actually you can get from a glyph. So I try to make that work. This too, Thunderstruck, max that out 60 times. And then we come over here. We could pick up Ancestral Guidance like I mentioned before, because we are no longer using the Unlimited Spirit with Malnik. So that's another 30 times. And we still have Heightened Malice, right? So like I said, we were able to add a lot more damage. Obviously, right? That's the downside, the kicker, whatever you want to call it, of Selig is you lose quite a bit of damage. I do think, though, however, depending on what you're doing, like I said, if you're trying to be the laziest you could possibly be, and just farm like hordes or farm, whatever it is, you could definitely do tormented bosses relatively easily too, with the immortal build. The immortal build is like the lazy man's build. This is more getting a little bit more juice up. I still think we got a lot more to give though. Just again, all around, like I said, kind of just getting started, but I'm definitely feeling way more tuned on this than I was in the immortal build. But even on my immortal build, like I said, in my guides, I'm going to update those and make them more polished for what I would be changing or doing if I'm pursuing that path, if that makes sense. But yeah, all in all, I think that's it, right? We went over the boons, skill tree, Paragon, aspects, gear. Not really much else to be said about it. It's pretty simple in terms of the playability. Just make sure, one little tidbit I'd give you, especially with this, to keep because you want to keep up your heightened senses, because if both of those bonuses are active, they get doubled, right? So that's essentially, for me, that's instead of 21% damage reduction, I'm getting 42% damage reduction. That's a big amount, right? So like when you're fighting a boss and there's not a bunch of mobs around to keep proccing Bloodhound to shapeshift, all you have to do is, so like, see, when I cast my landslide, I'm in Werebear. And if I cast Bloodhowl, it'll change me into, it'll automatically change me into Werewolf and then back to Werebear. So for that and for Wildheart, both of those rely on constantly swapping between your shapeshifts. So again, the pro tip there is when you're fighting single targets or not many targets and your Bloodhowl isn't coming back fast, just throw in a claw here and there. See that? See how I'm swapping? That's how you can keep those synergies up even without Bloodhowl, if again, more single target type stuff. That will help you, again, not only from the heightened senses side of things, but also keep your Wildheart procs fully maxed out, which that's a ramp up thing and you want to keep it up, right? But yeah, other than that, it's super simple to play, right? You just cast Cataclysm and go to town, spam your Bloodhowls, and everything dies. It's man, it's fun. Druid is fun, man. I'm very pleased. I'm very happy. This was my last class to play, and it is not disappointing. Perfect timing before the expansion. Then in the expansion, I played everything, and Spiritborn obviously be the next. I'm sure we're all going to be playing that in the expansion. But anyways, like I said, hopefully this Temerity tech, again, take it as you will, build off of it, do what you want with it. I kind of tried to give every piece of information of what I'm thinking of things I'm going to test and keep changing. Because again, I'm all about testing, trying different things, and just seeing how things feel. But yeah, if you guys have any other ideas, feel free to share them. Yeah, we'll just keep building off of it. But good luck with it. Hopefully this can provide some fun for some of y'all. And like I said, the damage is just obviously a lot more damage in the game. There's just something about it that makes it feel more enjoyable, right? But I'm so torn. The immortal build is so nice in the lazy aspect of things, but having this much damage is just, it's special in its own right? So I don't know. Either way, try them both, whatever. Try, see what fits your style better. The good thing is I didn't have to change too much in order to swap between the two, right? That's kind of the beauty of it. So, but yeah, like I said, good luck with it. Have fun with it, and I will see you guys again in the next one. Much love, good luck, and oh, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, come kick it in the streams when I'm live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Merkadis. Don't forget, come follow, kick it there. Good vibes, good times, good people, and yeah. But like I said, much love, and I will see you guys again real soon.